January 15, 1947. Los Angeles, California. The city was buzzing with post-war optimism. Neon lights glowed across Hollywood Boulevard. Jazz filled the nightclubs, and dreams of stardom drew countless young women to the City of Angels. But on that cold January morning, Los Angeles would awaken to a nightmare. A discovery so gruesome, so shocking, that it would dominate headlines, horrify the nation, and remain unsolved for more than 70 years. On a vacant lot, just south of 39th Street and Norton Avenue, a mother walking with her young daughter noticed something unusual in the grass. At first, she thought it was a discarded mannequin, pale, lifeless, and strangely posed. But as she came closer, horror set in. What she saw was no mannequin. It was the mutilated body of a young woman, severed in half, drained of blood, her face carved into a grotesque smile. This was the murder of Elizabeth Short. The world would remember her by another name, the Black Dahlia. Early life of Elizabeth Short. Elizabeth Short was born on July 29, 1924, in the quiet town of Medford, Massachusetts. She was the third of 5 daughters born to Cleo and Phoebe May Short. Her early years were marked by both love and hardship. In the 1930s, during the Great Depression, Elizabeth's father abandoned the family. Cleo Short disappeared one day, leaving his wife and children to fend for themselves. For Elizabeth, the absence of her father left a lasting scar, one that may have shaped her search for connection and stability later in life. Despite her troubled childhood, Elizabeth was known for her striking beauty. She had pale skin, dark hair, and piercing blue eyes. Friends and neighbors described her as quiet but charming, someone who seemed destined for something more than small-town life. As a teenager, she struggled with health issues, particularly asthma and chronic lung problems. Her doctor recommended she spend winters in warmer climates. This led her to spend time in Florida, where she developed a love for adventure and independence. But Elizabeth wanted more. Like many young women of her generation, she dreamed of Hollywood, of fame, glamour, and perhaps even a chance to escape the shadows of her past. Moved to Los Angeles. In her early 20s, Elizabeth Short made her way to California. The bright lights of Los Angeles called to her. She bounced between jobs, from waitressing to occasional modeling, never quite finding steady work. Yet Elizabeth had a magnetism about her. Men were drawn to her beauty and mystery. She became known among acquaintances for her fashion sense, always wearing sleek black outfits, often paired with sheer blouses or bold accessories. Some say this is how she earned the nickname that would become infamous, the Black Dahlia, a play on a film noir title The Blue Dahlia combined with her fondness for dark clothing. Life in Los Angeles was far from stable. Elizabeth moved often, sometimes staying with friends, sometimes with men who offered her temporary support. She wanted to be an actress, but she never landed a major role. Instead, she became part of the city's nightlife, a familiar face in bars, cafes, and dance halls. But behind the glamorous facade, Elizabeth lived a fragile existence. She had little money, no steady home, and a string of complicated relationships, leading up to the murder. In the weeks before her death, Elizabeth's life seemed chaotic. Witnesses placed her in different parts of Los Angeles, often seen with various men. Some reports suggest she was last seen at the Biltmore Hotel in downtown LA, waiting in the lobby as if for someone to arrive. But who she was waiting for, and what happened next, remains one of the great mysteries of the case. What we do know is that on January 15, 1947, Elizabeth Short's life came to a brutal end. Her body, mutilated beyond recognition, was found dumped in a vacant lot in a quiet neighborhood. The details of the crime would horrify even the most seasoned investigators.